Gucci, see me loopy. I can't let a nigga shoot me, I'm in a two-seat. And before I speak about it, rather grab it loosely. Dirty crib by the dip if I'm in a hoopty.
What's good, YouTube, man? It's your Boiler 7th, and today episode 167 just dropped, and it was amazing. It was a very heartwarming episode. We seen the aftermath of Team 7 versus Deepa, alongside some information on Kara. But before we get to the video, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, because I heard if you do those two things, you'll be the second person to unlock Ishiki's Strange Dojutsu. So let's get to it. Okay, so first get to the episode, we see a continuation from the previous episode of Sage Mode Mitsuki saving Boruto and Sarada, and then his powers come to a limit and they fall to the ground heavily. But luckily, Miss Yubina was there to the rescue, and she reports their bodies to the Hidden Leaf village. And then we see Sakura using her medical ninjutsu to heal Boruto and Sarada. And honestly, this was a very heartwarming episode because we usually don't see Naruto checking up on Boruto, but this episode it was Naruto, Hinata, Himawari, Sakura all in the hospital room feeling very sad and worried. And especially Konohamaru. He's a sensei and his job is to protect his students, but they're always getting whooped and Konohamaru is always losing every fight. So we need to see Konohamaru get stronger so he can actually protect the students more often. But knowing Konohamaru, that's probably never going to happen. And it's sad because he has so much potential. He's the grandson of the 3rd Hokage, nephew of Asuma Sensei, student of the 7th Hokage. He has so many great teachers behind him, but he just cannot live up to the expectations. So now getting into the Kara organization, we see Victor and Deepa. And one thing that caught my eye was that Deepa said, "Neither of us are trusted within the organization." And that is absolutely amazing because I already started on this video for Monday about this topic. Now, I don't want to say because I want it to be a surprise. And then now this episode somewhat gives me more information on my theory. So stay tuned for that. So now going back to Boruto and Sarada, they're now waking up from being unconscious. And this is really emotional because they lost the battle. And we really don't see Team 7 losing as much. But this fight right here was very important because they worked so hard and then they lost the fight. Such as Boruto using 2 Rasengans that landed on Deepa and he just smiled about it. It did no damage. He even flicked them on his head and made Boruto fly a solid mile away from the battlefield. Sarada used her Sharingan. It did somewhat decent. She did it alright, but it just wasn't enough. But the only one that really did damage somewhat was Mizuki's Sage Mode. If it was like an actual fight 1-on-1 or 3-on-1 with the Sage Mode ability, then they would have a higher chance of winning the fight. But of course that would never happen because Mizuki is trying to hide his powers from his friends, because if he does show his powers, he'll be living with Orochimaru again and won't be able to go to school with Boruto. So now getting into Shikamaru, he's now saying that Konohamaru is able to go on a mission at Victor's company. So hopefully we see Konohamaru and Mugino get revenge on Victor because they got destroyed by an old man. And like I said, Konohamaru has been losing left and right, trained by some powerful shinobi, and he's still a decent shinobi. I almost said weak, but he's decent. And this is where it gets pretty interesting because we see Mugino look at this turtle and this lady appears. And she says, quote unquote, "The shadow of death follows a close friend of yours." So this was like a teaser of the manga. And then she says the only one who can cast the shadow away is you. So now getting to the final moment in the episode, we see Sarada and Boruto tracking down Konohamaru and Mugino to let them know that they're serious now and they're willing to train even harder, which is why Sarada is going to go with Sasuke and train, and Boruto will go with Kakashi on improving the Rasengan. And that will be the end of the video. Comment down below if y'all enjoyed this review. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's your Boiler 7th, and we out.